Anger is one of the most unpleasant emotions a human being can experience. When we express anger, we feel bad and even worse about ourselves after we calm down. This can lead to problems in your relationships and quality of life. Knowing how to manage anger effectively is the key to living a healthier, more emotionally balanced life. Today, we will explore an important aspect of life: how to overcome anger when faced with challenges. Stoic philosophy will help us navigate anger and come out of it with strength, calmness, and control over our lives. Let's explore the journey of understanding anger and cultivating inner peace, combining ancient Stoic lessons with practical applications in modern life. Before going into the main content of the video, please give me a channel subscription. It is a great source of encouragement for us to make better videos. Part 1. Understanding anger. Anger is not a strange emotion, but a natural response to what we feel is unfair, offended, or disappointed. However, Marcus Aurelius once said, "He who angers you has won you." This raises the question, why do we let others control our emotions? From childish tantrums to adult disappointments, anger often arises when reality collides with our expectations. We scream when we feel unheard, get angry when we are hurt, and get upset when we feel unfair. However, anger does not solve problems. It only deepens our pain. In the modern world where social media amplifies every discontent and daily stresses pile up, it's no wonder anger is always present. But what if we could approach these stimuli with the calm of the Stoics? What if we could pause, reflect, and act from a place of strength rather than weakness? Imagine when you're driving and another driver cuts you off. The reaction is natural. However, according to Stoic theory, it's important to realize that anger doesn't change the situation. Anger only hurts you, from raising your blood pressure to making you feel worse for the rest of the day. Anger doesn't change the situation, it just leads to insecurity and inner tension. Anger is the worst emotion possible, but patience is the shield that protects us from all the hurt. People can only hurt you if you let them. Hurt doesn't come from what others say or do, but from how you react to them. When you allow yourself to be hurt, you hurt yourself. Remember, anger can be like a storm that blows everything away, but it can also be a gentle tear that is not so scary if you learn to let it go. Never forget that patience and calmness are always stronger than anger. If you get angry easily, you may not know how to use your resources effectively. Anger is not only a waste of time, but also of energy and focus. I choose to love this world, even in small ways, because it is easy to hate everything. But in truth, nothing can hurt me unless I allow myself to think it can. I have the choice not to let anyone hurt me by making me hate them. No one is better for hurting others. Hatred is a clear sign of an internal problem. What makes us angry about others can be a mirror that helps us learn more about ourselves. When anger arises, we are no longer looking for the truth, but only for ways to protect ourselves, feel judged and alone. When we lose our temper, we let anger take over, live in anxiety, fantasize, and miss the present moment. An important thing to remember: if you lose your temper, it is your responsibility. No one else can decide how you feel. People often do not ask how to stop being angry, but always look for ways to cope when anger arises. That shows, I am not at fault for others hurting me. How they act is not how I act. The things that make a person angry also make them stand out, but anger subsides when we no longer have high expectations. An angry person just makes noise and tries to force things his way. Don't let a scream make you feel proud of yourself. In Stoic philosophy, it is not about avoiding emotions, but learning to manage and transform them so that they do not control you. When you do not let others or situations upset you, you maintain self-control and mental strength, which helps you live in harmony with yourself and the world around you. Part 2. Anger and Inner Strength. Stoic philosophy teaches that anger is not something that others can do to you, but a reaction that comes from your own expectations and lack of control. A famous saying from Stoic philosophy is, "You are hurt when you believe you are hurt." This emphasizes that no one can hurt you unless you allow them to. When we are angry, we are essentially allowing ourselves to be hurt by a certain event or action. Anger often arises when we expect things to go our way, but in reality, life never does. Things don't always go our way, and when we have no control over a situation, Anger is a natural response, but it doesn't help us solve the problem. Seneca, one of the famous Stoic philosophers, once wrote, "Anger is like a fire. It consumes the one who carries it." Anger not only hurts others, it also hurts ourselves. For example, a person complained that his co-workers were always criticizing his work. Instead of reacting with anger, this person decided to listen to the criticism calmly and see it as an opportunity to improve his work. As a result, he not only improved his work, but also built a better relationship with his co-workers. According to Stoic philosophy, anger is not a natural reaction that we have to have, but an emotion that we can control. By changing the way we perceive and react to situations, we can maintain our calm, increase our inner strength, and live a less stressful life. Acting kindly is the best way to respond to others when you feel angry. Always remember this rule. If it doesn't hurt the community, it doesn't hurt me. And if anger doesn't help anyone, that person needs to be told what's wrong. We can't control what other people say, but we can choose how we respond. To achieve emotional intelligence, we must learn to not let others control our thoughts. We can only stand firm in the darkness of others when we understand and accept our own darkness. Who knows, if we learn to love ourselves even a little, our cruelty and anger will gradually disappear. Insults do not determine a person's actions, but the way they feel about themselves. Those who truly understand rarely get angry. Those who are proud of their anger do not really understand it. A loud threat is only the clearest sign of weakness. It is like a sword that can cut you when you try to hurt others. All that a wise person needs is already within themselves. A fool sees everything only in others. Your complaints and anger will lose their power when you realize that the path to freedom is to master your emotions. You are not always right just because you are angry. Feeling angry is a choice, and you should choose wisely. Instead of getting angry when criticized, you can see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. A criticism can help you realize weaknesses that you were not aware of before, and it is an opportunity for you to improve yourself and your work. When you feel angry, ask yourself, is this really important enough to be angry about? When you ask this question, you will realize that most of the issues we get angry about are not important enough to let our emotions control us. Instead, we can choose to take a calmer approach and think more clearly. Part 3. Controlling anger. Acting smart. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Roman emperors and a Stoic philosopher, said, "We can choose not to be hurt. It depends on how we react." This quote emphasizes that we always have the power to choose how we react to any situation, instead of letting emotions like anger, fear, or sadness dictate our actions. This means that we can control our emotions instead of letting them control us. In an argument, reacting angrily and arguing is never an effective solution. Instead of shouting or trying to prove your point through anger, staying calm and giving clear arguments will not only help you maintain the respect of others, but also help you stay clear-headed and be able to make a more rational decision. This approach demonstrates emotional control and intelligence, two important elements in Stoic philosophy. For every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. Anger is like acid. It eats away at you more than the anger you are aiming for. Hurting your enemies only lowers you to their level. Revenge only puts you on their level. But if you forgive, you stand above them. There is only one word difference between angry and dangerous. Before you go looking for revenge, remember that you may be digging two graves. Anger is the only emotion that makes us want to judge others. Don't hate your enemies, because that only makes you less intelligent. Don't waste a second thinking about people you don't like. There is no need to be angry. Anger clouds your mind. You can choose not to be hurt. It's not other people who make you angry. It's your unfulfilled expectations. When you are weak, you become aggressive, but that doesn't make you stronger. Marcus Aurelius. You always have the choice of not saying anything. Silence can be the most powerful response. Silence is the best response to anger. Regret lasts longer than anger. In the end, the first person to be hurt by anger is you. If someone provokes you, don't imitate them. Think about what would happen if you responded. People who get angry easily are a burden to themselves and to those around them. Anger is like smoke rising from a fire. clouding reason. Follow the rhythm of nature. Things take time. When you hate someone, you are actually hurting yourself more than they are hurting you. You will be defeated by what makes you angry. Instead of criticizing what you hate, support what you love. You can give up, surrender, or get angry and fight. But there is a better way. Don't step up and scream. Take a step back and smile. People who hate you are actually confused and jealous of what they see in you. Your boss is someone who can make you angry. You will only be angry with them if you allow them to bother you. The best way to defeat angry people is simple. Don't be one of them. Defeat evil with love. If you fill your life with love, all negative emotions like anger, guilt, hatred, and others will gradually leave you. We all have negative thoughts and feelings, but we don't have to act on them. Know that your anger often hurts you the most. We all get angry sometimes, but it's important to learn to smile at your anger and make peace with it. When you realize that you're angry, you're not as angry as you used to be. You can see it from a different perspective. Anger is like garbage, useless, harmful, and stupid to keep inside. The wise let it go, while the foolish hold on. This is because you cannot love in the present when you are angry about the past. Practice patience. When you feel angry, delay acting immediately. Sometimes just taking a few minutes to stop, breathe deeply, and think before reacting will help the anger dissipate. This will help you not make rash decisions and avoid hurting others or yourself. When you are angry, don't rush into making big decisions. Recognize the feeling of anger and understand that it makes it difficult for you to make decisions. Note that angry people will often give up what is best for themselves in the short term just to cause trouble. Why can't we control our anger? It's because we love beauty. Let imperfect things happen in your life. Remind yourself that you think your problems are your own doing. Don't go to bed angry. Next time you are angry, fight and don't sleep. You will always realize that the best speech you ever gave was when you were not angry. Anger is just a protective shell for sadness. Don't add to your own stress. Situations shouldn't make you angry because they don't care about you. People fight because they have nothing better to do. It's funny how there are people who think you hate them when you never think about them. Anger is a faulty response and sometimes a trap of our own making. When you are angry, instead of acting on your emotions, count to 4. Anger often comes from a disagreement between reality and ideals. People who want to be angry have good reasons to do so. But anger is only a punishment for yourself. Anger is like a lifeboat, but when you try to drown others in it, you drown too. Anger, greed, and ignorance are 3 poisons that are deeply rooted in the ignorant mind and are the cause of all suffering, negative emotions, and guilt. What makes you angry may not be as important as why you're angry in the first place. Anger is not a strong or proud thing. It is a mistake and a sign of weakness. If you are doing the right thing, anger can be a trap set by others to make you lose control. Anger does not solve problems. It only makes things worse. You remember the insults you have received many times more than the ones you have said. The consequences and pain of anger are always much worse than the things that made you angry or hurt. Anger is the right of the strong, the blessing of the good, and the path for the weak to hurt themselves. Vulnerable people, easily angered, are people who lack understanding. When people are far from the truth, they are more likely to hate others. Giving into anger is like giving up understanding. If you want to understand your anger, do not judge it immediately. Trust in time. Anger often blinds us to the direction ahead. Some things upset us more than they should. Some things upset us before they actually happen. And some things only make us angry when they are not worth being angry about. Smart people only care about what is truly important. They know that their time and energy are limited, so they only fight for things that are worthwhile. The more detached from understanding a person is, the more easily they are hurt by petty and unreasonable things. When you feel like exploding with anger, ask yourself if anger will really do any good. Anger can make a situation worse, and its consequences can be long-lasting. Think about the consequences before you act. This will help you stay calm and in control. Danger is only one word away from anger. Whoever is angry about something will be angry about everything. Your worst enemy is anger, and your best defense is to stay calm. No one can hurt you unless you let them. You will feel hurt the moment you think you are hurt. Part 4. The power of forgiveness and gratitude in getting rid of anger. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "No one becomes better by hurting another." This quote shows that holding on to anger and seeking revenge does not make you a better person. On the contrary, forgiveness is real power. Forgiveness not only helps you get rid of anger, but also opens the way to peace of mind. A typical example of the power of forgiveness is the story of a mother who lost her child in a traffic accident caused by a drunk driver. Instead of living in hatred and anger, she chose to forgive. She decided to share her story to educate the community about the dangers of driving under the influence. Through this, she not only helped herself overcome her pain, but also brought positive impacts to society. Forgiveness is not about forgetting or allowing others to continue to do wrong, but about freeing yourself to live a lighter and more peaceful life. Building a forgiving mindset is the key to getting rid of anger. Forgiveness is an act of liberation, not only for others, but more importantly for yourself. When you forgive, you not only let go of anger, but also let go of negative feelings such as resentment, bitterness, and hatred. Anger can be like a burden that we carry, damaging our mental and physical health, while forgiveness helps us free ourselves from those burdens, bringing inner peace. One of the reasons why forgiveness can reduce anger is because it helps you realize that anger cannot change anything. When you forgive, you no longer let other people or situations control your emotions. You have chosen to live a self-reliant life and not let external factors affect your inner peace too much. Be grateful to get rid of anger. Gratitude is one of the powerful means to help us reduce negative feelings, including anger. Instead of focusing on things that do not go as planned, the injustices or difficulties we encounter, gratitude directs us to positive values and good things that still exist in life. Recognizing and appreciating these good things helps us reduce negative emotions, including anger. When faced with a situation that makes us angry, instead of letting yourself get caught up in your emotions, stop for a moment and think about what you can be grateful for in that situation. For example, when you are criticized, instead of feeling angry and offended, you can thank that person for pointing out your weaknesses, helping you to grow. Not only does this reduce anger, it also opens up opportunities for learning and self-improvement. In Stoic philosophy, forgiveness and gratitude are powerful tools that help us control our emotions, stay calm, and maintain a clear mind. These actions not only benefit us, but can also positively affect those around us. Gratitude and forgiveness are two powerful tools in Stoic philosophy that help us free ourselves from anger. They not only help us stay calm and clear-headed, but they also help improve our relationships and build a more positive life. When you practice gratitude, you will be able to see the opportunities and difficulties, and when you practice forgiveness, you free yourself from the hurt of anger. Both are keys that open the door to inner peace. Part 5. Transforming anger into motivation. The Stoic philosophy does not advocate suppressing or denying emotions, but rather learning to transform them into motivation for positive action. Anger, when understood and used properly, is not a negative emotion, but can become a powerful tool to help us change, grow, and do better. Anger is a natural response when we feel wronged, offended, or when things do not go our way. However, if we let anger dominate us, we can cause a lot of harm to ourselves and others. One of the important lessons from the Stoic philosophy is that instead of letting anger dissipate into helplessness, we can transform it into a powerful motivation. Instead of letting anger dominate you, you can turn it into motivation to act and create positive change. Here's how to not only control your emotions, but also channel them into positive goals. Turn anger into motivation. When you feel angry, see it not as a negative thing, but as a powerful source of energy that you can use. Focus on improving yourself or taking action to solve the problem that is making you angry. For example, if you are angry because of an injustice at work, instead of criticizing or confronting, you can focus on learning more skills, improving your performance, and finding ways to help your coworkers or organization. Create positive change. Every negative situation can be an opportunity for you to do good if you know how to turn your anger into action. If you feel angry because of a social situation, instead of just feeling angry, you can get involved in community activities, support the disadvantaged, or find effective ways to solve the problem. Not only does this help reduce anger, it can also bring about positive changes in society. How to practice transforming anger. Recognize and accept anger. The first step to transforming anger is to recognize and accept that emotion. Don't try to suppress or deny anger, but accept it as a natural part of yourself. When you accept that emotion, it becomes easier to control and transform it. Find out the cause of anger. Anger often comes from not meeting your expectations or feeling offended. Identifying this cause will help you find a way to solve the problem more effectively and calmly. Instead of just being angry, you can analyze the situation and find ways to improve it. Create meaningful action. Once you have identified anger and its cause, turn it into useful action. Instead of letting your emotions control you, focus on positive actions. You can use the energy of anger to be more productive, help others, or engage in purposeful activities. Practice self-control and patience. Turning anger into motivation is not always easy. Sometimes you need to be patient and persistent in practicing self-control. Focus on taking positive action in each situation, and gradually you will find that anger can become a driving force for you to achieve better things in life. Anger is not an emotion to be avoided or suppressed, but a source of energy that can be transformed into a powerful force for action and change. Stoic philosophy teaches us that, instead of letting anger control us, we can use it as an opportunity to grow, develop, and create positive change in our lives. Mastering anger is not an easy journey, but it is completely worth it. Anger is a natural part of human emotion, but how we handle it is important. By practicing Stoic philosophy, you can learn to recognize anger, control it, and even use it as a driving force for personal growth. Remember, every time you overcome an anger, you are one step closer to inner freedom. Life will continue to bring challenges, but it is how you respond that defines you. Don't let negative emotions control you. Become the master of your emotions. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is the mind that rules our lives, not the outside world." Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully today's sharing has brought you useful lessons to deal with emotional challenges in life. Stoic philosophy is not only ancient ideas, but also powerful tools to help us live a more peaceful and meaningful life. If you find this content useful, please like and share this video with your friends who are also looking for peace in life. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the latest videos on Stoic philosophy and how to apply it to your daily life.